wages have not kept up with productivity. That way
inaccurate. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I've done the research in this one, PPG. That chart, first of all, uses
the research you're talking about. American neoliberals took political power, and then we just shipped out these fucking, like you said, we just shipped out these fucking jobs to China.
So first of all, a lot of jobs weren't shipped to China. China stole jobs from other countries who were importing things to the US already. So despite the employment decreasing, output increased because productivity increased. A lot of these jobs were lost because of automation. Manufacturing companies automate a lot of shit. Car companies automate a lot of shit. That's not bullshit, and I have studies to prove it. Real wages, which are higher than they ever have been. Even with CPI, higher, which is a bad deflator.
We're not keeping up with living standards that we used to have.
What do you think real wages means, PPG? What do you think real wages means? Fine.
You can say that our wages are much higher, but they're not keeping up with inflation, housing
prices. What do you think real wages mean? Real wages are adjusted for inflation, PPG. If you want to see more content like this, I would really appreciate you liking and subscribing. It really helps with the algorithm. And make sure to check out the Discord and other social links in the description. I guess...
Tariffs, right? You were, every time I would come into your stream, you were, as soon as I heard the word tariff, I left, dude. I was like, I can't. You went on like a unbelievable tariff rate or whatever, arc.
Yep.
Like having debates about it, dude.
I do in fact debate people, believe it or not. I'm invited to a lot of
that's what I'm
debates,
saying, yeah.
Unlike someone else.
You don't think, okay, dude, you think that all tariffs always are bad?
No, that's never been my position.
Your position is that if you go full tariff, you are retarded.
My position is that there are certain strategic goods that we should tariff, but overall, tariffs tend to be a net negative because free trade is a net positive. And I mean, even the strategic goods that we should tariff, I think there are better ways to do industrial policy, like just subsidies and tax credits. I don't think tariffs are the most efficient way to even do the things that they want to accomplish.
I think you're right about the subsidies and whatever the other shit you said, but tariffs is a little bit more showboating. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean,
like
sure.
You say, oh, I'm gonna put tariffs on fucking. It's more of a political move, right?
Well, yeah,
like,
yeah. So this, I mean,
did with Colombia.
Yeah, I understand. Like this comes up a lot. It's like, oh, Trump is just using them as a negotiation tool, or even just, we can use tariffs as a negotiation tool. And I've always said, like, insofar as tariffs are a threat and can be used to achieve political outcomes, if I think those political outcomes are good, then I may be in favor of using them as a threat if I believe the outcome is good enough to justify the risk of actually having to put these tariffs up to follow through on our threat. But I just think usually like the concession I try to get from all these MAGA people is like, okay, we agree that like tariffs, if they actually are in place, are probably a bad thing. And then we can talk about like whether or not we should use a threat of them.
Well, my position is that any strategy, if you go full tariff, you're a retard. If you go full price controls, you're a retard. If it's just a tool that you can use at a certain time, like precision tool that will be good at that precision time.
I've always said, if enough people want the OnlyFans, I will make the OnlyFans.
It's like, look at what happened with these EVs. This is something that I disagree with, like tankies. Right? China has way better EVs, dude, and way cheaper. Mm-hmm. But if they come into the United States, they're going. This is what's gonna happen. They're gonna annihilate the car industry here in America.
Base. Yeah, probably. I mean, I think there might be strategic reasons to protect EVs. I mean, like, I think there's strategic reasons to protect batteries.
Okay, but you're gonna annihilate. Hold on, let me tell you before you finish. You're gonna annihilate the UAW, which is the largest union, auto workers union, which provides like 400,000 people great standard of living in America. American workers. You give zero fucks about these people, dude.
Well, I think they'll probably move to higher productivity jobs, right? There'll be other jobs created from trade.
You think that's what's gonna happen?
Seems like that's always been what happens. You know, like currently domestic resources are being used to make EVs, which could be imported at a lower price. Well, the domestic resources that we use to make EVs domestically could be doing something else, higher productivity. I would rather the resources we have being used to do those higher productivity things, and we just import EVs at the lower price.
Based. Yeah, okay, that's based. You're right about that, dude. But you're gonna disrupt the American auto industry, which is gonna make like you know that this type of protectionist, right? This motherfucker left. Great.
I can still hear you.
Take it off now, dude. I'm pretty sure Ophelia's cool with it.
I'm not taking it off. I was looking for this stupid thing. Okay. I just dropped it again because of UPPG.
You know that. Okay. You know that China
stupid
does not
little
have
fidget
this
thing.
particular take. China does not
On
have
what,
this
free
take that
trade?
you're talking about. They are extremely protectionist. They
Yeah, I think China. I think China would be better if they weren't protectionist.
That is the stupidest statement I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, okay.
You think they would be better if they were not the reason they're China now is because they were very protectionist, dude.
That's part of it. I don't know. I would define what you mean by protectionist. I think there were certain things China did to build its export industries up. I wouldn't necessarily classify those as strictly protectionist, though.
So they brought in, they opened up to markets, right? What was it, like the 70s and shit? Right?
Yeah.
Capital interests went in there, blah, blah, blah. They became the world's manufacturing hub of the fucking world, whatever.
Yeah, that's because they traded with other countries. They weren't manufacturing shit for themselves. They were manufacturing shit to...
You're right. But as soon as they created these whatever corporations, these entities that manufacture, right? Now they become protectionist, dude. Like completely. Now they will not. Now, if you any neoliberal, American neoliberal, because we used to have this title, right? American neoliberals took political power, and then we just shipped out these fucking, like you said, we just shipped out these fucking jobs to somewhere to China.
So first of all, no. First of all, number one, a lot of jobs weren't shipped to China. China stole jobs from other countries who were importing things to the U.S. already. So when we started trading with China, we weren't making shoes in the U.S. Shoes were being made in Vietnam. When China started trading with the world, shoe production moved from Vietnam to China. It's not displacing U.S. production. Second of all, a lot of loss in U.S. manufacturing employment, in these jobs. Wait, real quick. I need to finish. It was due to productivity. It was due to productivity increases. That's why real manufacturing output has been increasing up until 2008, and it's been basically stagnant since. It's been sawtoothing. But despite the employment decreasing, output increased because productivity increased. A lot of these jobs were lost because of automation. Manufacturing companies automate a lot of shit. Car companies automate a lot of shit. That's not bullshit, and I have studies to prove it. The highest estimate that I've ever seen for the amount of jobs lost to trade versus productivity is 43% lost to trade. The rest lost due to automation and productivity enhancements. Other estimates put it at 90% lost to productivity enhancements and automation, and only 10% due to trade.
I don't know what to say to that, dude. We're having this fucking debate. I'm pretty sure you're completely fucking wrong. Most of our trade deals have been devastating. There's some good ones, dude, right? Most of our trade deals have been completely devastating for
I don't believe the evidence supports that. The American workforce in aggregate.
Where are you getting your evidence from, dude? Like the Cato Institute or some fucking shit?
Yeah, I've read the Cato Institute stuff on trade, but there's other stuff as well. Like I'm getting a lot of this is empirical analysis, but where do you want me to get it from? The EPI? The EPI is horrible shit on trade. They don't even understand how trade deficits work.
The American labor force was completely fucked, especially with NAFTA trade relations, China trade relations, NAFTA and CAFTA. That's what happened, dude. This is a fucking fact.
What's the evidence for that? What do you mean? Unemployment's at 4% right now. What do you mean the labor force is fucked? Real wages are higher than they ever have been. What do you mean?
Statistic, dude.
There's a statistic. What? Yes, these are statistical questions. I'm answering them with statistics. I don't know why you're answering them with anything else.
You can have a well-paying union job be replaced by some dog shit fucking minimum wage job, dude. That unemployment is not a good statistic.
That conceptually is a thing. That's why I also mentioned real wages, which are higher than they ever have been. Even with CPI, higher, which is a bad deflator.
They're not keeping up with living standards that we used to have.
What do you think real wages means, PPG? What do you think real wages means? Fine.
You can say that our wages are much higher, but they're not keeping up with inflation, housing
prices. What do you think real wages mean? Real wages are adjusted for inflation, PPG.
Wait, did you cover everything I just said? Housing,
you said,
medical expenses, etc., etc.
What do you think inflation measures?
Okay, are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Do you think these aren't in CPI? Do you think these aren't?
Motherfucker, you have to like legitimately read shit that isn't from the Cato Institute, and then when you bring it up to them,
I'm not. We go to Fred. This is the Cato Institute doesn't make CPI. The Cato Institute doesn't make PCE. The Cato Institute doesn't make GDP deflator. Like
the Cato Institute. Okay, great. Nonfon, you read Cato fucking statistics, dude.
I'm not citing Cato here at all. Cato doesn't.
What do you want? I'm not prepared to have this debate, dude. You guys want to talk about another topic?
Ophelia, still. Why are you muted, Ophelia? Are you still?
Oh, I was getting calls. I think I just got a scam call.
Based.
Why are you picking it up?
Because I didn't know that it was going to be a scam call.
Cool conversation.
It was basically like an automated voice who said, "Hello, this is PayPal. We noticed there you had like a..."
And you were having a full-blown conversation with...
No, I wasn't. But it was like, yeah, we gave you back the $500 that you apparently sent to someone. I was like... So I hung up and I checked my PayPal, but nothing like that never happened, so I'm good. So that's what's happening in my life.
Incredible, incredible.
PPG, I think he left.
We just turned his camera off. PPG is still here, I think. He might be... he might have left. I don't know. He just got fucking destroyed, so...
I bet.
Yeah, this will be uploaded on YouTube later, and it'll get more views than PPG's entire YouTube channel.
Oh my God. Guess.
He's busy pissing on the carpet. You're gonna be in a Nonfon YouTube video, Ophelia. How do you feel about that? I feel like you might have been in some of them before. I don't know.
I was in one, I think, where you were debating the election.
Yeah. You were in that one, but you were like sleeping half the time. One thing. So, yeah. Leftist retards don't understand economics, otherwise they would not be leftists. Real truth nuke. Truth nuclear holocaust. Get 'em, Han. Hell yeah. Just ban that just ban that non-fall asshole and declare their win. Don't do that. Nonfon is getting destroyed in debate yet again. I don't think anyone could I don't know if anyone with more than 2 brain cells holds that opinion. I'm wearing a dress and I still destroyed him.
Nonfon brings up the gayest statistics. You need to look into these statistics, especially the fucking think tanks that come up with this fucking data are usually propped up by capitalist.
I think I DM'd you. My subscriber so fucked.
That's the problem.
What do you mean I'm cherry picking? I'm not cherry picking. I don't understand anything I'm cherry picking.
You cannot just like come in drunk as fuck doing a random stream and then have a full blown debate with Nonfon. You know what I mean?
Real.
You have to like actually look in and debunk that shit, dude. But I don't have those statistics, dude.
I mean, literally with any deflator, no matter what deflator you use, real wages are higher than they ever have been. Even if you use the bad deflators like CPI. Of course it would
be higher, brother. Of course. This is a stupid statement.
Okay. I think real wages are a good indicator.
like you just
of how people are
go
doing.
with fucking minimum wage, right? Minimum wage in the 60s was if like
I don't know why we're
What?
talking about minimum wage
Lower.
right now. Okay.
no. I'm just giving you an example. Of course, wages are higher now, dude.
Real
And
wages.
productivity has increased. I'm
Yeah.
not having this debate, dude. Ophelia, you wanted
Productivity
to say
has
something?
increased, and pay has increased along with
Yeah.
productivity. By the way, I'm sure you've seen the horrible CPI or EPI chart that tells you productivity hasn't increased with pay, or pay hasn't increased with
Productivity
productivity.
has increased, but wages have not kept up with productivity. That way
Inaccurate. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I've done the research in this one, PPG. That chart, first of all, uses
the research you're talking about is fucking. Anyway, Ophelia, you wanted to ask me.
Wait. Just real quick for everyone in the audience. That chart is bullshit primarily for a few different reasons. One, it uses the EPI even had to change it because of how bullshit it was.
He does this, dude. He does this.
Wait, just
Nonfon
for the
does
audience,
this.
I know
Whenever you
PPG
give
doesn't
him
care.
other
I know
charts,
PPG doesn't
oh,
care.
this is
That
bullshit
chart,
because
that
of the
chart,
Latin
one
curve or
uses
some
CPI, which is it uses two different deflators for the for the charts. It uses CPI, which gives you the highest estimate of inflation for wages, and I think it uses a different measure for productivity. You should use the same deflator for both. That's bullshit. Second of all, it uses a subset of workers' wages. It uses average wages for non-supervisory employees, but it shows productivity for all workers. You don't want to do that because guess what? We've seen a big increase in productivity for skilled workers and not as big an increase in productivity for unskilled workers. So unskilled workers' wages haven't gone up as much, but skilled workers' wages have gone up a ton. So this is what you would expect to see. You expect to see that when you have productivity for everyone, productivity for everyone grew more than productivity for unskilled workers. How am I making myself look bad?
Okay? So skilled workers who are the minority are getting higher wages.
I don't know.
Most skilled workers who are the majority are getting.
But you understand. Wait. Let's PPG. So true. This is so real. It's still true that this chart is bullshit because it doesn't actually show that wages haven't kept up with productivity.
Okay,
all it shows is that skilled
I don't
workers' productivity has increased faster than unskilled workers' productivity. That's all it shows. It's not. It's a chart of wage inequality. It's not a chart of productivity and pay.
I'm gonna unmute
what do you
Chester.
want, Chester?
Wait.
You have him muted?
Well, I have
muted
muted
too.
for me, but because it
For
was
you.
it was a bit hard to.
I told. Why do you think he? Remember yesterday he came in and he was automatically muted.
Yeah,
Face.
I get that.
Okay, Chester, you need to let people talk, dude, if you want to be here, okay? Chester,
You did?
you didn't do anything right now, but you're gonna do something.
Okay. No, just let people talk if they want to come in here. Yes. Is it something like that?
Well,
Let people talk. They smack you around the face.
Ophelia, you want me to ask me a question?
no, I never said that.
I was in the restroom taking a piss, and you said PPG, and then you cut yourself off, dude.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember.
Chester, what do you think of CPI, dude?
Horrible.
Consumer price index. We're going to talk about the consumer price index. I remember CPI.
Wow. Sure. At least you knew what it meant.
Yeah, what do you mean when I think of it? It's a fake statistic. What do you think of? What do you think?
Wait, did you say it's a fake statistic?
No, consumer price index is not a fake statistic.
That's what I thought I heard you say.
You can measure.
It is a statistic that you can measure. That is true.
I said it's a statistic.
Okay. I thought I heard the word fake. I think CPI isn't fake, but I also think it's sure.
Since nobody wants to talk about anything, what do you think of?
No, I want to talk about stuff, but everyone tells me to shut up when I talk about my stuff. Yeah, I talk about.
I muted Chester.
You did?
5 minutes.
Okay, base. Okay, what's your question?
I know where that's gonna lead. He's gonna go like on a 30-minute rant, dude. It's Chester. I'll mute you in 5 minutes. Nonfon. What do you think of Donald Trump's Okay, what do you think is going to happen? There's a lot of farm workers that are tripping right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of what he's doing with the immigrants. Will that incentive? He left, right? Will that incentivize American workers to? And I want your honest opinion. Is that
Yeah.
going to incentivize American workers to come and work for higher? First of all, is that going to incentivize farmers to pay higher wages, or American workers to come and work in these jobs?
Yes, but the effect will likely be small, and just because that happens doesn't mean it's a net benefit. So, like, I mean, the labor market is like really tight right now. Like, there are more job vacancies than like unemployed people. So all you're really doing is like changing the jobs people have. I don't think that's necessarily a good thing. Like, I'm fine with the immigrants working in agriculture and people, citizens doing other stuff. Like,
okay, but you are. Let's go with morals, right? You're morally advocating for these people to be exploited.
I mean, I would disagree with the character first. Whoever sent that fucking chart in chat, I already debunked it. Fuck you. Anyway, regardless, okay.
Wait, what was his name? It was one of my
Sir Manifestos in the shit show general chat. Okay.
Yeah, that's my boy, dude. He's my mod. Anyway,
he's your mod. Yeah, horrible chart. I already debunked it. PPG,
you did good, Sir Manifestos. You did good. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, great. I mean, I would disagree with the characterization of being exploited. I think we're giving them an opportunity in our country that they would never have in their own country, which is to work here for a much higher wage. I don't think that
it's a much higher wage in the standards of his country, right? But not in America. Yeah. In America you get paid less than minimum wage. Living standards here, you cannot. There's no way you can survive with minimum wage. Legitimately, there's like 2 counties in the fucking country.
I mean,
if you get paid less than minimum wage, you definitely cannot survive.
Well, I'm not saying. I mean, clearly they're surviving. They might not have the highest living standards or whatever, or they might not have living standards comparable to. Dude. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're choosing to work here rather than their home country because it's, being here is better to them than being at home. And also, they send remittances back home, and those remittances overwhelmingly go to education spending, and that's a good thing. They send their children to college, they send their children to school. That way, the country actually gets rich and develops and doesn't just stay a fucking poor ass country. That way, their kid doesn't have to move to the U.S. to do this.
I would argue
Nonfon read a wiki article and thinks he knows shit. Reading a wiki article will give you infinitely more knowledge than PPG's understanding economics. I don't know what you mean by I didn't.
Who said that? Who was that? Who was that? Who was that?
Yeah, let's go, Guru. Also, no, Blind Samurai, Nonfon didn't debunk shit. I very clearly debunked shit. I don't know what to tell you. I told you.
You're in my. He said it over here. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, you're right about sending money back. You're right about that because the living standards of the people that are back home are much, if you win, $500 a week here, sending that back home, right, is a lot of money back to Mexico. You're right about that. But you see how you view the market as this unstoppable. This is my problem with you, Nonfon. You view the market as this unstoppable force of nature. There's nothing you can do to regulate it, and you should not regulate it. You instead of making these corporations, right? Corporations. Let's go with these businesses. Have to pay better wages for everybody, both Mexico, America, etc. For these workers to have a better say in the fucking table, right? You think no. It's okay if you're a fucking immigrant, go to the United States and get exploited, but at least because you're sending home. It's like the ultimate cuckery, dude.
I don't know. I just don't think any of the alternatives are preferable. Like, I just think like the thing that maximizes utility the most is essentially to let the market work. Like, we could have non-market alternatives to distributing labor. I just think that those non-market alternatives to allocate labor lead to worse outcomes.
I don't think we should get rid of the market, but you don't think the market should be heavily regulated, dude. Way more than this.
I wouldn't say necessarily more than this. There are things I'm fine with, like minimum wage. I think I'm fine with. I don't really care.
What the fuck? I was muted this whole time.
Yeah, just should. The
Okay,
research in
you're
minimum
muted.
wage, I think, tells you that minimum wage is a net benefit, so I'm fine with that. I'm generally in favor of unionization. Workers can unionize, like, good for them. I don't know if I want the labor market to be like more regulated necessarily. I would be in support of raising the minimum wage, but
What about regulating corporations, through federal institutions, like the FTC, shit like that? Because
I
you
mean,
said a lot of shit about Lena Khan, dude, and she's gone now. I've told
I love
Nonfon,
Lena
why
Khan.
don't you just vote for Trump, dude? You loved her?
I like Lena.
No, you
There were
didn't fucking
things.
love her.
What do you mean? Lena Khan, I love the part of Lena Khan that wanted to make transaction cost zero. Okay, so I love Lena Khan saying companies have to like have a one click to cancel thing. Okay, that's based. That's epic and based.
That's like okay, that was good, but that was not like, let's go with like non-compete clause or
The non-compete thing I think was good too.
breaking
That's
up
another.
monopolies.
That's another transaction cost thing, is you're decreasing the transaction cost for workers to switch jobs because now they aren't like signed on to a non-compete agreement. I think that was good. Some of the merger blockers were good. Some of the other ones were not. I don't know enough about like the Kroger one, but I think it was what, JetBlue and like Spirit Airlines or something that wanted to merge and like they blocked it. I think that was probably not good. Like there were some mergers I just don't think were good. Or good to block.
Okay, there you go, chat. Nonfon is not that far gone, dude. We could get Nonfon on our side, dude. Listen, the Kroger one, I don't know why the fuck you think just because Walmart is already a monopoly, the excuse is, well, why don't we just let another monopoly come in? That is the stupidest fucking argument ever, dude.
I don't know, I'll just look up Cato Institute Kroger merger and I'm sure they'll have a great article debunking all that.
Look, okay, well, that was my question. So you're saying that it doesn't, because Mike from PA, right? I don't know if you watch this motherfucker.
I
love
don't
this
watch him, but I know him. I've never spoken to him. I know him parasocially.
Well, right now, me too, brother. I fucking parasocially. You're right. Right now he's on his destiny arc, of course, because they fucking hate each other. They're mortal enemies. But he said it's fucked up to say, and he did say that if immigrants, right, if you do cause enough fear, and these farmers have to advocate for American labor to take up these mantles, they have to increase wages, and this increase of wages will transfer into the market and at least raise wages overall. That's what he said.
I don't think it necessarily implies increasing wages overall, because again, the people again, like, first of all, if you're deporting immigrants or whatever, you're decreasing the size of the economic pie to begin with. Like, you're deporting people. We now have less labor, which is not a good thing. That decreases the size of the U.S. economy in general. Like, immigrants demand services from people, so like immigrants are going to stop buying shit because they don't live here anymore. That reduces people's wages. Higher wages also means higher prices. If you like, to some extent, the burden of the higher wages paid to farmers is going to be borne through higher prices of groceries. Like, that decreases the amount of money that consumers spend on other things if they're spending more in groceries, right? So you're depressing those people's wages. Like, I don't think it translates to a net increase in U.S. wages overall.
Okay, let's go back then. So let's say I produce the best tomatoes. I produce the best tomatoes, the best basil, and I have a stall that's set up, and I bring in a couple of other people, we expand it, and we make another field. We produce the best tomatoes and basil and a whole bunch of other ingredients. We make a whole bunch of money.
Look at that, Chris. We're doing good.
For example, I take what I want to take, which is the leftovers from. I'm telling this 3 or 4 people, yeah, you'll get $20 an hour for doing this, and they're happy with that. And I get everything.
Dude, is that actually true? I haven't tried DeepSeek yet.
If we don't have those tomatoes, or if something comes in and it gets burnt out, or there's a whole bunch of infestations. It's like, okay, well, you're still getting paid though.
Wait, real quick, can I just have the context? Can I just have the context? Are we talking about like capitalism?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
He's trying to say
We're trying to
taxing
get to
the
that
rich. He's saying taxing the rich is not the way have a
Oh,
welfare
just taxing
system.
the rich?
He-
I mean,
his question was taxing the rich, and I said, "What do you mean by rich?" And then I said, "Where does the taxes go?" And
But
then I said, "Well,
he's
how do
telling me
rich
the
people
classic
get rich?"
idea of how people get rich, and I'm trying to say there's more to
But
getting
you
that
say,
rich
but
than just
you're advocating
work.
for, but you're advocating for taxing the rich. See, I didn't even know what that means
Fairly, yes.
because
Like
the poor
anyone else gets
get taxed
taxed.
a lot more. But
wait,
taxed in what way? Okay, you probably need to explain what you mean then.
yeah,
Because
so can
I
you
don't
explain
get
like
They
what
don't
what
pay
type of
tax.
tax are we doing?
Explain.
A lot of taxes. There's different ways to tax rich people. Some of which I'd be in favor of. Some of which I wouldn't be in favor of.
Well, income
Yeah,
tax.
exactly. That's true. Income taxes. I mean, that's even on the table at the moment.
We have income tax on rich people. What do you
Not
mean?
even-
They just don't
So-
get
Yeah,
traditional
yeah,
income.
income
So,
tax.
so you think Elon Musk fairly pays taxes?
Doesn't follow from what I said.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think Elon Musk fairly pays taxes, but I also don't. I think Elon Musk
Of course he does.
doesn't fairly pay taxes to a larger extent than most people don't fairly pay taxes. But I have a lot of issues with our tax system. So like, there are certain things I'd be in favor of taxing Elon on, but Elon does pay income tax. He just doesn't receive that much traditional income. So
Okay.
Yeah,
like he gets like
you're right.
his money is
I
like
mean,
kept in
that's
stocks
exactly
and
right.
it's to buy, borrow, die loophole or whatever, right? Like he's just not getting
Yeah, but it's
traditional
not real
income
money.
that could be taxed.
Yeah, you're not going to.
Now,
But that's the point. That's the reason. But is that what you're asking though? Because it's so annoying. I hate this. Tax the rich. We need to tax the rich. And then it's like, oh, he's fucking the richest person in the world. Okay, what tax him on what? There is nothing there to tax. He's the quote unquote richest person in the world according to a whole bunch of numbers on paper. This is what we're talking about. There is nothing behind that wealth apart from we accept that that's what he's worth. If the United States tomorrow was dissolved because the whole fucking planet blew up or whatever, he's got nothing. He doesn't have any physical value.
also,
That's what my
Tasimone
point is.
Maxama, Palestine is a country
let
that
me
has Hashemite
ask you
kingdom to
something
these bank of the
about
Jordan
Elon's
River.
companies.
I mean, like,
But, what do you mean
I think
taxing more?
Palestinians very
Taxing
clearly
more
have a
what?
national identity
Hold on.
that's
You know
separate
what I
from
mean?
the
Taxing
Jordanian
Elon
identity, and it's fair for them to
invests what he
get a
makes.
state. I think that's fair.
It doesn't make any difference if he sensibly invests. Why did that make any difference to you?
Of course it does. Of
Why?
course it does. You can
Why would that
invest
make
in
any
sensible
difference?
shit, or you can just shoot fucking rockets
And you
into the sky that
can
fail.
also go to the fuck.
Is that
Yeah,
not a
you can go down
sensible?
to Las Vegas and gamble away. You
No,
can gamble
that's
away
not
$10 million.
sensible.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
SpaceX
can
is a
gamble away
successful
$10
company.
million,
It seems
$15
like
million.
people are willing to invest in SpaceX other than Elon Musk. Like, it seems like other people think this is
yeah.
sensible. Seems like the market thinks it's a sensible thing.
Okay, you're doing. Are you doing? Yeah, he's doing. Okay, you're doing moral stuff, aren't you? Like what's sensible and what's not. Oh, what's best for humanity? Is that what you're doing? If you're gonna do that, then fair enough. Well, fair enough. No one cares. Who gives a fuck? That's not what we're talking about. That's not what Elon is for. I mean, I know the media wants to say that. They're running that around. Elon spoke at fucking, what did he do? He, like, in Germany, he was like, he spoke to a far right wing. And it's like, if these people keep calling everyone Nazis, everyone's a Nazi apparently, this is what. Even
No, the
Elon Musk.
AFD are
Accurate.
Nazis. The AFD
I don't know
are
anything about the AFD.
No, see, that's the thing. I don't believe anyone who
Ophelia, get in here.
because I don't
You're
even know who
German.
they are.
You
But
still
as
here?
soon as I saw CNN say they're all Nazis, I'm like, okay, that means I don't believe you because you said Trump was a Nazi. You said there's a fucking Nazi rally at fucking Madison Square Gardens. You said all Trump supporters are Nazis, which means pretty much
I don't think
everyone
CNN
around the
was
world
saying
who
that,
supports
buddy.
Trump.
So you think what ICE
That is
what
exactly
is
what they
it?
said.
The ICE is doing is
CNN said all Trump
justifiable.
supporters were Nazis.
Yeah, they did. A lot of
Come
their
on,
contributors.
man. Come
They
on,
get away with it because
man.
their opinion. Is that they do? Go and look at them. They're opinion contributors. They went about the Madison Square Garden. They did a little story about how this is reminiscent of the 1931
That's not
KKK thing
saying
in
that the
Madison
things
Square
they said in
Garden.
that speech mirror things that Nazis have said is
Yeah,
not
but-
calling all Trump supporters Nazis. That's not what that is. And also, some of the things they said in that speech
No,
did
yeah,
kind
but
of mirror
the contributors
what
do.
what Nazis said. Like the
And
way conservatives talk about immigrants,
also-
the way Trump and those people talk about immigrants, absolutely mirrors the way that some Nazis spoke.
No, we talk. No, well,
And I mean, how many people are cracked down in a day?
immigrants
like 1,000, right?
immigrants who break the law, illegal immigrants. No one talks about People want immigration. People want people to come to your country.
Can
If you come to
verify they
Australia,
all
we'll
illegal?
welcome
But first,
you with
that's not
open
even
up-
true. Half of
Bro.
MAGA is upset about H1B visas. What do you mean, brother?
No.
What do you
I
mean,
mean,
no?
well,
A
they're
ton of
really-
people are upset about that.
I don't
A
think
ton of
that's-
people are upset at Elon over that.
Okay. Yeah. That's not what I'm talking about. Yeah, fair enough. Get upset over that. That was a fucking annoying fucking bullshit thing. But I'm saying normal people, yeah, this is the way that immigration should work. Immigration is you turn up and you've applied for a visa and you come through and you go, yep, here's your visa. Done. You don't crawl across the fucking river with 3 children, mind you, wrapped, fucking tied together with ropes and then show up and say, I'm seeking asylum from Mexico. And then go, well, here's your court date in 7 years' time. And then just, this is not... This,
I mean, I don't fully disagree with that.
That's not... But that's my point, though. That's point that people seem to have just gotten, okay, it's fine for millions of people to just show up and we go, okay, we don't know who you are, but here you go.
Who is saying it's
What's your name?
fine?
Blah, 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 write it down here. But you are.
Am I? What? I don't think I've said anything about the border or like immigrants. I mean, I think it's fine. Or I think like letting immigrants in general is fine. I don't think it's fine that our system for doing so right now is basically incentivizing people to commit asylum fraud. I think that's a big issue.
But then there's a problem. So that's what you were saying. Oh, MAGA people don't want any immigration. I don't think that's true. There's nothing.
Well, not all MAGA people, obviously, but there are plenty of MAGA people that do not want essentially any immigration. And that's evidenced by the fact that these people will. Jesus,
Well, I don't know
sorry.
they are. But why would you not?
Everyone who fought Elon Musk, I can pull up people. I'm pretty sure Tim Pool was. I think Tim Pool was against it. I don't remember for sure. But yeah.
You're talking about the specific.
What do you
No,
mean
you're talking about the specific visa.
So I pull up Xena's stream just because I'm curious, and she's fucking
H1B, HB1.
hardcore twerking. Goddamn.
Yeah, that's been abused. That's a fucking system that is It's basically the same as the asylum system. It's been abused. That was
Okay.
issue there.
The H1B is not nearly as abused as the asylum system. First of all, that's not true. But second of all, people were opposed to H1B for.
It's still something that needs to be reformed.
I actually think it should be reformed. We are going to disagree on the ways that we should reform it, but.
But hang on a second. If you're a business and you go, oh, I can apply for I can get H1B people here. I can get janitors and cleaners and all sorts of things for $3.50 an hour instead of whatever the fucking minimum wage is, because of this program.
I mean, H1B
do that.
H1B workers are still subject to U.S. labor laws. They still have to be paid the minimum wage. In fact, the minimum salary for H1B is like generally $60,000 a year. There are exceptions to that, and maybe we should make the minimum salary higher and get rid of some of those exemptions.
No, that's my point. The exceptions are the exceptions of the rule. It's completely abused. That's not true.
What do you think the median salary for H1B workers is?
It's so easy.
Can you answer that? What do you think the median salary for H1B worker is?
It's a lot lower than it's reported. I guarantee you. That's the whole point
It's
of that
80.
system.
It's
been abused.
86,000.
There
What do
are
you
a
mean
whole
it's a
bunch-
lot lower than it's what's reported?
Yeah, that's a lie. That is such a lie.
A lie
brother.
by who?
If that was true, then no one would care about that. That's the whole point of this. It's been abused so that 80% of these people, we don't even know where they
80% of the people are abusing the H1B visa? That's
where the
not
fuck did they
true.
go on this visa. And they
Wait,
end up
hold
in
on.
They end up in poultry factories. They are not on the record because they're not
The-
citizens. They're only green card holders. So you don't have to vote. You don't have to follow them anywhere. So you cannot.
Hold on. You realize we
technically
have
cannot.
people. There
they're
are
not
studies. There are surveys
But my
of.
point is, listen. I wish it was different, bro, and that's what I'm saying. My point is, those visas need to be
Wait.
linked up. We need to know where
Please
those
present
people are,
any
and we
evidence.
need to know
You made
exactly
a
what's
claim.
happening.
80% of people on the H1B visa are working for under the minimum salary or whatever. Please provide a single fucking shred of evidence for that claim, because you don't have any.
Oh yeah, that's. You could look it up. I could be wrong.
I've looked it up, but you just
Something like
reject
that.
the data I have.
Oh, how many people are actually being paid above the minimum? Well, no, but that's because I said, yeah, I did say that's what the reported numbers are. I'm like, I don't believe that because, yeah, that's the problem with this. We don't know how much it's been abused. Is the poultry factories, all the chicken, like that kind of shit. As soon as you come away from those numbers, so fair enough. I can't provide evidence. All I can provide is the stories I've seen. The people are going, yeah, we went in there and we ripped out fucking 80 people from this chicken farm. Then you see the stories, which has happened over the
Do you
last
think those
couple of
people,
weeks of
those
just
people being
ripping
ripped
people
out of chicken
going,
farms, they're H1B workers? What do you mean?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
Some of them are. Some of them are. But I'm not saying they're all are, but I'm saying we don't know. We don't even fucking know what's going on at the moment.
I mean, H1B.
Because I already know before that. But that was the whole point of the H1B thing, wasn't it? That was the whole point of the argument. Was like, okay, it's a good system. It sounds good, but then we like, hang on a second. There's 100,000 people here. Where did they go? They just turned up on the H1B and they're indentured servants or whatever. But then the other argument is, well, actually, no, they're not because they went home to their family and now they're working on a construction site and now they're illegal because they've outstayed their visa. So the whole thing was a mess. So if we put it like
Thanks for the sub, date boy. Oh, I really appreciate it. Hell yeah. Welcome to the stream.
Those kind of visas are just fucking. All they've done is create chaos now. And again,
okay, wait. I just want you to clarify.
Here on the visa.
You say people like being pulled out of chicken farms or whatever, right? Like, are you talking about like the recent deportations that Trump did, like that stuff, like?
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And you're saying those people are H1B workers?
That didn't happen. I'm saying some of them might be.
H1B. I mean, H1B workers are legal residents. I would sure fucking hope they're not being torn out of workplaces in these ICE raids, because that would be legal residents being.
But how long? How long does the legal residency last on those visas though?
3 years, but you can get it renewed for another 3. There's a number, so you can get it extended to up to 6. You can 3 years and then you renew it. But oftentimes in practice, once you are here, you can just tell. You can just apply, or your employer has to apply for a green card. So a lot of H1B workers will, be here under 3-year visa, but then apply for their permanent green card and get a permanent green card, and then eventually that opens up a pathway to citizenship, and some of them get citizenship, or some of them just stay here longer than move back eventually. But
fair enough. Well, let me put it this way. So from what I've heard, and maybe not, but it's probably not that fucking often, but yeah, those kind of visas, yeah. Big factories and stuff, H1B, like they bring them in because we need workers. We need 150 people come in.
And the median salary for these workers on H1B workers who are ending up in chicken farms is $86,000. They're paying these people $86,000.
But hang on a second. Once they're here and they don't renew, because they're not going to renew their visa. Why are they not going to renew their visa?
Why wouldn't they?
Why?
What do you mean?
Because they quit. Because they quit there. They quit. They already quit a year ago, so they don't need to renew their visa. They're
You
already
can't
making more
H1B
money
worker
than they did there
H1B
because it's from
visas
the government.
only
Bro,
if you quit your job you got to
it's
go
true,
back.
bro. No. It's not how it works. Look, trust me.
H1B visas, my understanding, has to be sponsored by an employer.
This is the thing. It does, but no, yeah, and then it doesn't matter. But the thing is, after you leave the employer, where are you? No one knows.
In America,
It's
but
gone. Your visa's expired, but we don't know where you are. Like,
well, at that
you're not
point
a
you're
citizen, so
overstaying
we
your
don't need to
visa.
know any information about you. Yeah. So
Is
that's why
your claim that the
you get
majority
rounded up.
of these
Like, you
people
round it up.
working
You don't get
in
rounded up because you work in the kitchen. Exactly. You go and work somewhere
most
else
of these
for a lot more
people
money than on your
working
visa.
in
The only
chicken
reason
plants
you
or
get
whatever?
H1B visa is to get there. Bro, if I could get an H1B visa and bring all this shit over to America right now and they'd be like, yeah, come over and you can work for 6 months,
Well,
guaranteed on
I
our
doubt you
dime.
could because I really doubt you have a college
Everyone's
degree
going to
from the way
do
you're
it.
speaking, but
But everyone's going to go and want to earn $1,000 a week fucking on a construction site on a visa that you didn't even pay
H1B
for.
workers aren't working on
And
construction
like,
sites.
that's the point. They invite people to come over to, like, I'd love to go to America, bro. There's a lot more jobs over there. I'd fucking love to come over there. I've got a dog at the moment, so and now I'm in
True.
Australia. But
You've
if
also
I
just
could
explained,
travel
I mean, like,
and
I
halfway
mean,
around the world, I'd love
immigration
to come
tends to
over there.
track, pretty well with job vacancy
I
is
wouldn't
like a
even
big,
need any of your. I don't need your food stamps or anything.
real. I mean, a big reason, Biden had a lot of immigrants is because the Biden economy was just good, just had a lot of job vacancies, a lot low unemployment, a lot of job vacancies. Just goated.
I can't believe you got Biden. The fucking Biden. What's his name?
Joe Biden.
Biden.
I love Biden.
Yeah. Biden. You almost want to fucking. I start to feel sorry for Joe Biden. Someone's going to write a storybook about him one day. It's going to be so sad at the end of it. It's like the time, like it's going to be a golden book. It's going to be a fucking Dr. Seuss book.
I feel like I don't know how much like right now we talk way.
You know what Joe Biden should have done? Joe Biden. I think Joe Biden just went. I think Joe Biden's better than what he did because he should have fucking stood up for himself. And I just really am ashamed of him, actually.
For stepping down?
But then at the end, he's like, everyone's...
I think he should have stepped down earlier. I think he should have stepped down. I think he should have not ran in the first place for another term.
Yeah, I think that
but
was,
when he
I
did
think
run,
that gave the Democrats a huge disadvantage. Like, what was it? 7 weeks out of the election or something?
It was like 90 days, yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's not really. Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's strange. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do you blame Jill Biden? Like that fucking slut? Like she obviously pushed him to do it, even though he ended up he just was fucked. But like, my point is like America obviously spoke, and Donald. The best thing about Donald Trump is it's like, okay, here's someone that's in charge. Even if he's right or wrong, it doesn't matter. At least he's fucking saying something. At least he's there. Biden was behind the camera.
I mean, I would rather, I think the deep state, if Biden wasn't running things, the deep state was. The deep state did a pretty good job then, and I prefer the deep state just stay in power. If that's if what the deep state did was what Biden did, based.
So the deep state basically caused wars around the world, and decided let's stop drilling our own oil. Let's import it.
What do you mean? We're drilling more oil now than ever in the U.S. What do you mean, bro?
Dude, Nonfon.
Wait. You acknowledge. I need this guy to acknowledge. The U.S. is drilling more oil in the U.S. than any country in the history of ever.
Yeah, and where is that? Yeah,
in America. What do you mean? America is drilling more oil within the U.S. than any country in the history of ever.
I know that. I know that.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
So when was this when did this deep state decide that we're not going to drill our own
First of
oil?
all, they decided it before they were going to lose the election, so they ramped up.
Oh, okay.
That's
okay.
what Joe Biden did that one.
Uh-huh.
Okay, fair enough. And Joe Biden didn't do that one. The deep state did that again. Joe, fair enough. Yeah, what's going to happen? So yeah, that's true. But what's going to happen here is it's going to double so because it can be doubled in the next year. But secondarily, it will not be sold to external nations, which is basically what's happened. The whole lot of all of that has been sold.
So what? It doesn't matter if
to
we're selling to
other
external nations?
to
That
make
sounds
up
like
the-
that sounds based. I don't know.
You don't want to
trade
sell.
it.
You don't want to sell.
Why not?
There's no reason to sell oil. Oil
you
is
do.
the most.
It brings in.
Yes, you do.
What do you mean?
No, you do not want
If
to
you
sell
don't
oil.
sell oil,
before-
if you don't
No,
sell
no, no,
oil,
no.
you're not hurting
You want to sell your
Russia.
excess oil.
Wait, why don't we want to
If you're
sell
not
oil?
selling
I mean,
don't have
oil,
enough
you're not
oil for yourself.
economically hurting
No, no, no.
Russia
What are you talking about? Hang on, stop.
because you're the competitor.
Okay, so you don't
I've
have
been
enough.
up. I started streaming
So you
at
don't
like
have
I
enough
started streaming
oil
an
for
hour
yourself.
ago.
So
Yeah, 3
what?
a.m. because Darius
cannot
let me on a
sell
stream again. I
oil
was
to
like,
another
okay, well,
country.
I'm
You
on
don't have
Darius'
enough
stream. I'll
oil
stream
to your
too.
own
Of
country.
oil.
And then we talked for like an hour, and now I'm doing
That's
this.
what I'm just about to explain to you. That's my point. Do you understand what they've been doing? What is wrong? What is wrong with you people? Do you understand
What?
why? Oh, you go, oh, the world was the highest, and so gasoline prices are still the fucking highest they've been in 5 years.
That's not
No,
true.
there's no reason for that. You know what the reason for that?
Wait. If you
It
think, do you
is.
think if I
It's
check
fucking-
the
it is,
real
bro.
price of
Like
gasoline, which is the price of gasoline?
I'm not going to be able to do. I'm not going to be able to convert your gallons to liters and your to dollars.
Well, wait. Just real quick. Do you think if I deflate? Do you think if I deflate the price of gasoline right now for the wages, right? Because gasoline prices have gone up, but wages have also gone up. So do you think if I look at the real price of gasoline, do you think that's going to be high, the highest it's been in 5 years?
So I don't know where you got that. Real wages haven't gone up, bro. That's not true.
I'm not.
So
Well,
I don't know who told
I'm
you
talking
that.
about. First of all, I'm not
Real wages
deflating
have not
using
gone up.
real wages, fucking dumbass. I'm deflating a nominal variable with another nominal variable, right? Like,
wages then okay, it's fine. Then put a rate.
I'm just saying if we deflate, if
separate axis.
well, I mean, I guess we
I'm
could.
actually fucking. I can understand what you're
Well,
saying.
you want to do
If
that?
wanna
I mean,
make
I
an
can do
argument, then
that.
build
So,
it properly.
Fred,
We'll build it properly. then, and then I
gasoline
can
prices.
understand
I thought
Sure,
you
so we'll
wanted
do
to
what you
beat
said.
Russia's ass, dude.
Here I have
No,
my.
boy. I don't know what your question's going to be. Maybe you should ask the question first and then build up to it, because maybe the question's easier to answer before you even. What was your question going to be?
Lester, do you want to beat Russia's ass?
No.
Why not?
Hold on,
A lot
you
of the
said
world
5
actually
years.
doesn't really
So
give
let's
a
just
fuck
do.
about
Let's
that.
just do the.
You know what? You know what most of the world thinks about Russia is that we actually don't care about Russia that much. Like no one really gives a fuck. The same way that no one cares about fucking Tanzania and fucking I don't know Mozambique.
I mean, we
Not to be mean to
we
the folk from Mozambique.
haven't cared about
no one
Russia
gives a fuck
since
about
the
Russia.
90s.
But who's we? I'm
Every-
talking about normal people. No,
The world.
not everyone.
the world.
Well, no, that's not true. The rest of the world
Yes,
doesn't give
it
a
is.
fuck. They don't wake up every morning and go, "Oh shit! Oh, Russia's going to this. Oh Christ!" Anyway, I've got to go. I've got to get to my job, and I've got kids to take care of. No one gives a fuck about what Russia is doing because they're not doing anything. All they're doing is basically showing their last administration. Here's how we can waste $300 billion from the US, and also fucking whatever 800,000 men in war. Just blast the fuck out of them, and Russia still wins. We already knew what Russia wanted. We already knew what they wanted. That's
Go
what
take your
Putin said,
kids to
and then he
school.
took it. Then he took it, and
Go
he's
take
got
your
it, and
kids
it's
to
done.
school.
We're
Go
done.
take your
We're done.
kids
So
to
we're
school.
done. We are
Take
done.
take your kids to school, bro.
What kind of Russian or Ukrainian wants to fight at that point anymore? Because this is not talking about fighting over fucking. This is not talking about you've just bombed. The Nazis are turning up in fucking London. This is not London bombs. This is not.
Oh, I
World
should
War
probably
II.
just deflate it then.
This is. We've just wasted. We've wasted 2 million people. All of these men, all of the men have gone to battle for what? To enrich the United States of America. And it's exactly what happened. And Donald Trump's come and said, no, we're not doing this anymore. Because it's exactly what fucking happened. Putin knows it. Putin was going to invade.
Wait. What is Donald Trump's position exactly?
The reason he didn't was because America had fucking financial interest in...
I don't think he wants
America
to
had financial interest
de-escalate.
in Ukraine. That's the whole point.
I don't think he
it's
wants
so
to
simple, bro.
de-escalate.
Why would you... Who doesn't want to de-escalate? Putin.
Trump.
Yes, he does. Do you
No,
reckon?
he
Do you
does
reckon
not.
Putin
He
wants
says
to
one
be?
thing but does another.
Trump does.
He says one thing and does another.
Well, he doesn't. You say.
I don't even think Trump has given a coherent
Okay, so
position
what
on
did
Ukraine.
He said that Trump. Yeah, he has. Trump has basically said for the last year, the first term in office is going to end. It should never have
that was
started.
wrong.
It wouldn't have happened, and we're going to end it. That's what he said.
Yeah, but he hasn't specified anything about like any deal.
It's going to end.
Yeah, has he ended it? 24 hours? Didn't he say 24
No, he hasn't
hours?
ended it yet, but yeah, he did say 24 hours. So, okay, I'm willing to give him, say, a couple of weeks.
I'm actually convinced that he can still become full-on pro-Ukrainian.
He's going to do it. It's already been organized, bro. Trust me. It's already been sorted. You have no idea what Putin is doing behind the scenes. Like, I mean, Jesus Christ. People think that I don't get why people think Putin is like, oh, he's some kind of Voldemort. You can't.
No, don't you know, Maida? He made everyone a woman.
Pretty easy to fucking get along with. Just go, here's what we're gonna do. Here's what you're gonna do. All right. The next 5 years, you're sorted. Done. Deal.
Yeah, but
Done.
Ukraine
Easy.
might not be happy with that.
Ukraine's got no government left. No thanks to fucking the United States again. Overturning that, putting Zelensky in. Zelensky's going to battle Zelensky's a puppet. Like, he's fucked. So he's done anyway. The only one that we care about is what Putin does. Putin's going to take what he took. He's going to pull back. And he's not going to take Poland. He's not like, that's not what... People
No,
think
that's
that
what the
Vladimir
NATO.
Putin is
That's what the NATO people want to.
But why do
sell.
people think that? Why do you think? This is the problem with the fucking news media. Is everyone thinks that everyone's a fucking Nazi, and you think that.
Oh, we're back to this.
Yeah,
we're back to
CNN
this,
calls
brother.
Trump a Nazi. It's like, okay, well, if you call Trump a Nazi, then calling fucking Vladimir Putin a Nazi, calling Zelensky a Nazi, calling Boris Johnson a Nazi, everyone's a fucking Nazi. All right, we're all just fucking Nazis. Well, no one fucking know. Like, you can only get away with that for so long before the boy who cried wolf comes along and goes, okay, yeah, okay, my grandmother.
Wait, I just have a really quick question.
Yeah, like,
Just a really quick question, okay?
Everyone's a fucking.
Wait. I need you to answer this question for me. Would you rather Kamala Harris be president of the U.S.? Pretend you live in the U.S. Would you vote for Kamala Harris or would you vote for Vladimir Putin to be president of the U.S.?
I'd vote for Vladimir Putin.
Okay, good enough.
Because I believe that Vladimir Putin. If you put, okay, well, but do you want me to explain that?
Yeah, elaborate, dude.
You think that's a good answer? I can explain.
It's a horrible answer.
Oh no, well maybe. I mean, you probably already know what my answer. I mean, you think it's a horrible answer?
Yeah, I think Vladimir Putin is a horrible person and did horrible things to Russia's political system. I mean, Russia was, surely not a perfect democracy, but at least
that's what
semi-liberal when Yeltsin was president, and he took Russia from having relatively free elections to not having them.
I would argue.
Have you ever lived in? Sure, but have you ever lived in Russia?
Nope.
Okay, fair enough. You've never lived in Russia. I've never lived in America, so fair enough. Let's assume the Russian culture is going to be very different from American culture, which it is obviously very Christian Orthodox. Anyway, so the question was, Vladimir Putin versus
Kamala
I
Harris.
think that Vladimir Putin, but the problem is, let's assume he knows as much about Russian history as he knows about as much about American history as he knows about Russian history. So, if he were to do the same speech in America, yes, he would be elected very, very quickly, brother. If he basically took all of that knowledge from 1,000 years of Russian history and just condensed that into American history and stood up there and said the same things in an American accent, yes, he would win, obviously, and everyone would vote for him. So
Well, I'm not even asking like who would win. I was asking who you think would be better, bro.
But the problem is, you think he's some kind of dictator fascist. See,
I think Russia had semi-free elections before him, and they don't have that now. Russia had semi-free press before that. Putin nationalized the press companies. Putin invaded Ukraine. Putin invaded. Well, the Georgia thing is maybe a little more complicated, but he invaded Georgia. It's like Putin is not a good guy, dude. Look at inflation in Russia. Look at the interest rate in Russia.
Yeah, and guess what? And then you talk to a Russian and they go, yeah, I'm staying here and I'm not going to leave. So you are doing the CNN thing of just going, yeah, they did this, they did that, they did this, blah, 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 blah. And it's the same CNN thing of, well, Donald Trump's a 34 felon, he fucking raped someone, and he did this and he did that, and he fucking doesn't like black people, and he doesn't like Hispanics, and he hates illegal immigrants, and he's a fascist, and he's Hitler, and he had a Nazi rally, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, we've heard it all before, bro. Call them all those names. Excuse me, I just want to listen to what he says.
I've heard all these true things about Putin before, but I still like him. I'm still riding with Putin, baby.
Can I ask you something in a moment?
No, I'm not saying anything about Putin. I'm saying
sure.
You're talking about.
When you can ask me whatever.
You're talking. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
I want to hear the question.
I hope I answered your question. Anyway.
If you want to chat with me live, sub here or go to Nonfon420 on Twitch or Kick via the links below. Once again, please like and sub to help with the algorithm, and consider sending a donation through YouTube Super Thanks to directly support me, and I'll make sure to reply to any question you ask. See you guys next time.